What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've made a rideshare video, and I know I have a lot of rideshare drivers in the audience, so I wanted to make this one for you guys. It's actually been a while since I've made any sort of video. I've been taking a little bit of time off because I've been doing a lot of studying online. I mentioned it in a past video, but I've actually been learning Python and a couple of other languages using Codecademy, and it's actually been a lot more fun than I expected. I kind of want to learn this skill so that I can kind of, add that skill to a business, do something with it cool. I don't really know yet, but I know that it's definitely in demand, and I've been having a bit of fun doing it. So that's why I took some time off. But let's go ahead and hop into this video because I want to cover the top 10 rideshare apps that pay you to drive. Now, the first couple on here are going to be the obvious ones that everyone knows about, but there's some really cool little niche ride-sharing apps out there that you might not have heard of, and they might kind of pique your interest if you want to do something a little bit different. So to start off the list, we got to obviously start with Uber. They are the biggest app on here. They have over 100 million riders, and they continue to grow. They also do food delivery, but their primary business is ride sharing. Now, the second app on this list is going to be Lyft. They're another big name, big contender here. They're in over 600 US cities, and they've expanded to Canada. So they're really doing a lot of damage. Now, I could go into both of these apps, quite a bit more, but most of you guys already know a lot about them, what they offer, how they pay out drivers. So let's hop into a few more of these more, obscure apps that you may not have heard about. Another cool app that allows you to get paid money just to drive is called Wings. Now, Wings started out primarily as ride sharing for airports. They really just focused on airports in different areas, but they have expanded to offer other types of rides throughout major cities. And Wings is cool because it lets passengers choose their favorite drivers. So let's say you've got a passenger that's going to the airport all the time for work and they really enjoyed your service. They can begin to select you in the app for further airport rides, which is cool because if you really want to build that business and take pride in your work, then Wings kind of lets you build that clientele and, start to have a little bit more control and ownership of your business. Maybe you're tired of driving all those business people, you've done the airport rides, and you just want to focus on the kids. Well, then you can go ahead and use Zoom as your rideshare app to start making money. Zoom is cool because they've partnered with over 4,000 school districts, and what they focus on is driving kids places. They want to be the most kid-friendly ride-sharing app, and they do so by really focusing on safety. They do a lot more to vet their drivers than the standard ride-sharing apps, everywhere from extensive background checks to fingerprinting, and a lot goes into their vehicle inspections. So they really just want to have the safest platform for kids to get to and from school. Maybe parents don't want their kids taking the bus. Maybe the bus doesn't come to their house for whatever reason. They want to use rideshare. They're probably going to be using Zoom. Okay, so what if you got tired of driving adults to and from work, to the airport? You didn't like driving people to bars, so you tried the ride sharing for kids thing with Zoom, and you also didn't like, having the noisy, crazy little kids in your back seat. Okay, well, maybe it's time to try ride sharing for pets. You can check out the Spot On app, which specializes in pet rides, and it's cool because they offer some standard safety equipment for drivers and driver cars to make sure that pets are going to get to where they need to be safely, because just throwing a pet in the back seat may not be the safest way to transport a pet, and that's why Spot On has really taken a lot of pride in becoming the best and safest way for pets to transport via rideshare. Another very cool ride-sharing service that you can start driving for today is Via Rideshare. Via is cool because the rides are static. That means point A to point B doesn't really change, and passengers are going to walk to the pickup point and also walk a little ways from the drop-off point. It's a very cool technology and really simplified process of getting from place to place that helps make the driving job a lot easier than other platforms. Now, Lyft and Uber have definitely borrowed some of this in their apps, but it's nice to just have that specialized route that's really just going to be the same thing every time, so that you're not getting too crazy with the rides. It's something that you can rely on, and it's going to make your job a lot easier when you're driving with Via. Another huge ride-sharing app that doesn't really have a huge presence in the US is the Get app. Now, they don't have a big presence in the US, but they did acquire Juno to kind of break into that New York market. So they do have some presence, but outside of the US, they're in over 120 countries. So if you're international and you want to, start driving, or maybe you're just in another country and you want to get a ride, check out that Get app. Maybe you're a cab driver and you don't want to deal with traditional rideshare apps like Lyft and Uber. Check out the Curb app because it adds a little rideshare twist to that traditional cab driving that you're doing, and it lets passengers pay for the ride in-app. It also lets passengers arrange and schedule rides ahead of time for a $2 fee in select cities. So it may increase your business by adding those extra customers to you that want to schedule ahead of time. Flywheel is also an alternative very similar to Curb, building off of an existing transportation network that is taxi cabs. And it may also be a great alternative to Lyft and Uber for those taxi cab drivers. And last but definitely not least on this list is Grab. Now maybe you haven't heard of Grab, and that's because it's a Singapore-based ride-sharing company. So you're not going to see too much of them here in the US, but they do have a big presence in Southeast Asia. And they do quite a few other things other than just rideshare. They do food, delivery, they do video streaming, hotel booking, really just anything you can imagine. They're really just throwing it all out there. So some really cool ideas floating around through the Grab app. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for tons of more gig economy updates. And if you're looking for other gig economy jobs, check out gigsharks.com because I list all the different gig economy jobs by location. So search your city, see what's available, see what other ways there are to earn money. You may just find a few quick side hustles that can help you pad that income, save up for your next trip, whatever it is you're doing.